Hey everybody, welcome to the Fantasy Sports Wrap. Michael Potter and Darren Phillip here with you. And Darren, if people listen
Tough
to
week
the,
for you, man.
I know,
Tough week,
if
man.
people
Alive.
listen to the in between episode, I said last week I said if Tom Brown beats me, I'm gonna let him host the show, and he didn't just beat me. 8-2. I won steals and saves. I had 9 of each of those. Everything else, it was literally just a butt whooping in every other category.
Yeah, I mean, offensively was just those numbers are just borderline. They're ridiculous. Let's just call it that. 59 runs, 23 homers, 67 RBIs, and this is for the week. Only one steal, hit 274, but the production, my gosh. And what did he do today?
Yeah,
Today alone?
today alone, he went 13 runs, 9 homers, 20 RBI, and hit 353. So that production
Wow.
alone, just this weekend, he probably would have beat half the people in offensive categories because he had a couple days that were just ridiculous. But anyway, I'm a man of my word. He beat me. And so we were trying to figure out how we are going to make this work, but I got Tom here with me. So we might not let him host the entire show because I can't not talk that much. But you want to come and do it? All right. All right.
Yeah,
Are you up
put
for
him
this,
on.
Darren?
Yeah, put him on, sure. It'll be
All right.
fun.
All right, Tom. Come on. All right. I might be back.
All right. Okay.
You want me to do this, Michael? Yeah, Tom, go in there. Okay. All right. All right. Hey, Darren.
Tom, how's it going,
Oh
man?
man, you got to be kidding me, man. I'm surprised as anybody about this production. I'm the newbie. I mean, you guys are the pros. You tell me how I'm doing it. I don't know.
Well, you've been saying all year you don't know how you're doing it, but I think your hitters kind of made up for lost time this weekend against Potter's Loopers. So, man, you really put it to them.
Hey, you talk to Potter all the time. How devastated was he? Because I part of the fun is knowing that you guys talk and knowing that he's like crying throughout the entire week.
Yeah, he doesn't cry as badly as I cry when I'm losing. Let's put it that way. But yeah, he was. I think it was more shell shocked. He was just like, there's nothing I can do. And going into the weekend, he thought, all right, well, maybe if I can. He's got to go into a little bit of a slump here. But my goodness, today alone, I mean, 2 home runs from Yasmani Grandal, 3
I
home runs
know.
from DJ Martinez.
I know.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I know. My guys really played well. I tell you, I got to be honest. I'm still waiting for the market correction. I thought it happened a couple weeks ago. I'm still kind of just waiting for everybody to catch up and for my guys to go in the tank. But every week it just seems to keep rolling along.
Well, the good news is you pile up an 8-2. The bad news is the guy you're battling for the division lead went 10-0.
Oh, I know. I saw that. So I had maybe one of the best weeks offensively ever in production, and I lost ground. How does that work? How is that fair?
You dropped a couple of games. Well, they went up against Domorowski, and we know about Team Domorowski, although they did make some moves today,
They did?
surprisingly. Yeah, looks like it.
A Domorowski
Looks
sighting.
like it. Made some pickups. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
there's a pulse there. So they Dox and Jocks took care of them. So that didn't help you much. But you're distancing yourself though from the rest of the division, I guess, which is a positive thing for you.
And honestly, I talked to Mike, on Friday. I invited him to a Diamondbacks game. I tried to make him feel better, but then, of course, his guy Jay up went, I think, 0 for 4, so that didn't help too much. But I told him, I said, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like churning my worst guy and picking up my next guy. And he was mad because that's how I got Ben Zobrist. I didn't even know who Ben Zobrist was. I just churned him, and I looked at the guy who had the best batting average, and it was Ben Zobrist, so I grabbed him, and that didn't make Michael very happy when I told him that's how I got Ben Zobrist.
Yeah. Just kind of throwing darts at these guys, aren't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
But hey,
yeah.
Darren, for a while there, I was a little worried about you. I think Kim was worried about. A lot of us were a little worried about you and your health, mental health. But is this your third win in a row? Pretty
Third
effectively.
straight win. So yeah, mentally I'm getting healthy again because with a win like this against a tough Bandits team, and it came down to the last day. It was kind of dicey towards the end. I thought, am I going to go 5-5 or lose like 4-5-1? But I was able to pull it out, and that was a big win for me. So
I got to ask you. You were so depressed on the ledge for so many weeks. Does it feel kind of like uncharted territory? Do you feel a little off a little bit that you're actually having success?
Well, yeah, and I think it might actually hurt the show because there's nothing really for me to complain about right now. I mean, that's where the ratings started spiking when I was having a just an awful time, and I think the rest of the league was enjoying it, enjoying the my misery. So, but now starting to turn things around. So look out. Although I do have Tillman Pride, my division leader, this week, so another tough matchup for me. We'll
Yeah,
see what happens.
some big matchups. So you actually, I mean, I know you went back and forth on the show, and I know Michael told me you guys talked on the phone a lot. You went back and forth on this Giancarlo Stanton trade. You guys made a big deal about it. I know you were like, I can't believe I did that, and then you were like, I did. Max Scherzer almost pitched a perfect game. Like he was one pitch away from a perfect game and got a no hitter. So
Well,
you got to feel like you got the better end of that deal now.
oh, I feel great about it. And in fact, from our league standpoint, he did pitch a perfect game because the only guy that got on base was a hit by pitch. So I got nothing, no blood against me, no walks, no hits, nothing. It was great.
Does he get credit for that? Like an asterisk, like that was a fantasy perfect game?
He should.
We should tweet that out.
He does in my book for sure. So I've got very, Stanton continues to hit home runs. That's great. But I've got some guys I've been playing the waiver wire, and I hit 13 home runs this week. So without Giancarlo, so I'm happy about that.
Well, hey, I really feel what's that? Yeah, I really feel like I should let Michael back and host this thing.
Yeah,
Because
your image is
am I fading a bit? Yeah,
yeah, and
I
you
think
can actually
that's
see
hang on a
me
second,
in your
hang on a second.
image. Which is
Hey,
kinda,
look at
there
me!
we
I'm
go.
happy again.
There we go.
But
Well,
I feel like I should let Michael back. But I just got to say before I get off here, this has been a lifelong dream for me for the last, I don't know how long you've been doing this, 6 weeks, because I've been in broadcasting for a long time. Tom Brown, I introduced Michael to broadcasting, but I've never seen two broadcasters as good as you guys, and I hope I can be as good as you and Michael someday. And I've been at it a lot longer than you have, but you guys are the best. You're the best.
well, I appreciate that, Tom. And co-hosting this show, I'm sure, is just the pinnacle of your career.
Absolutely.
I have no doubts about that. So thanks for stopping by. Great co-hosting with you. Congratulations on the big win, and good luck in the upcoming weeks to you.
Yeah, thank you, Darren. My only fear is, Michael talks about all the time that you kind of regress back to the mean, and with 59 runs and 23 homers and close to 60 RBI, I'm a little nervous about what next week might hold for me.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping I was playing you next week, but I'm not. So that honor goes to Toronto Mountie, so he can maybe take advantage of that.
Well, thanks, guys, and it's been an honor and a blessing, and I'm going to turn it back over to Michael.
Okay, Tom.
Oh, wow. Thanks,
Wow, that
Tom.
was great.
You got to go? Yeah, he's going to go. All right. You're going to leave right now? All right, well, yeah, tell Lori, get a cookie on the way out. Okay, bye. Yeah,
Nice
so
of him to stop by so late at your house to do the show. That's
gracious guy, too. And yeah, I like how he brought his own backdrop of the Diamondbacks ball game. He had a little backdrop of the D-backs ball
great. Yeah,
game,
that was
too.
that was cool.
nice.
That was cool.
He's
Very
a pro.
nice.
He's a pro. You guys covered a lot of ground, I tell you.
Yeah, we did. You want to wrap this thing up? I think we're pretty much done.
I think
You
so.
want-
The only thing I would say is I think Tom is going to regress to the mean. I think when I look at the standings, the only bad thing about what he did is you're right. He lost ground. I mean, that's how frustrating is
He
that?
lost 2 games.
You know?
He's basically 3.5 games back now of Docs and Jocks.
But he did distance
um,
himself, like you said. He's got. I
he
mean,
did.
Mounty's got 5 wins. I think I got 2. So now Mounty should be about 3 ahead of me, and so I'm going to drop back down in Domorowski range, which is not good for me.
No. I leapfrogged Bandits and
Yeah, that was
made
big.
up Tillman Pride.
What
What
did
did
they
they do
do?
this week?
They had a pretty
won
good win
8-2.
too. Yeah, they had a nice win too.
won
Shuff
8-2.
though went 5-5, and if you notice, we've talked about his strategy. He lost saves. I mean, that strategy gets a little dicey when you go up against a guy who actually has some closers. When you play like Tom, or when I thought back about it, I probably didn't play that right. I probably should have just given up strikeouts and wins to Tom, benched all my starters, and just gone for saves, ERA, and WHIP. But had I done that, it was my closers that screwed up my ERA and WHIP, so it wouldn't have worked
Yeah.
anyways. But that strategy might have been better. It still wouldn't have worked though.
Well, one of my closers almost cost me ERA today, and I was not happy about it. Uehara gave up 2 runs, but again, it worked out. When you have a guy throw a no hitter,
Yeah.
and I had some other guys throw some decent outings, and I just happened to get lucky because it was kind of late in the game, Oakland and the Angels, and Kazmir had let a guy on base. They took him out of the game. He got an out. They took him out of the game, and Pujols hit a 2-run shot with 2 outs. That gave him one
Mm.
extra earned run, and that actually pushed me over the top.
Guess who Pujols plays for?
I'm going to say Phoenix Tower. Tom.
Yeah, you got it. If somebody had a home run today, he plays for Tom. You know what's funny though? We talk about luck all the time, and I would, if I don't mention this, I was unlucky enough to go up against Tower. I wouldn't have beat really anybody, but maybe Domorowski because my guys just didn't hit. But you look at Baracho Bandits, the numbers he put up. The 4 saves would have beat everybody but you, me. I mean, he would have beat half the league, I should say. But his ERA and WHIP would have beat everybody, except for you. Right? I mean, and Schuff. I mean, you kind of take Schuff out of that. I guess you can't. So he would have beat everybody, but you guys.
Right. No, you got to count Schuff's numbers because that's the way he's playing.
Yeah.
And he would have beat me in those 2 categories too, ERA and WHIP. So, but
and 44 runs would have beaten half the league. And so it matters who you play, but you got to be happy, man. Your guys are actually performing better without Stanton, and then you got these horses pitching. If you could just get Pittsburgh to start scoring some runs for your 2 guys, you'd be in great shape, man.
Yeah. Well, I actually only have 1 guy now.
Oh, geez.
Oh, are you talking about for my pitchers?
Yeah, your pitchers.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I was going to say, wait a minute. If you drop Cole,
I traded Cole to Tom. Is that okay?
Might as well. He'd be like, "Who's Cole?" He would have no idea.
Yeah, he would.
He would have no idea. But anyway, so let's talk about some week matchups next week. You mentioned them briefly, and then let's get out of here. Who'd you say you got? Pride.
I got Pride next week.
Yeah, that's a big matchup. That's going to be like a battle of the heavyweights right there. The way it's going.
Yeah.
I got Docs and Jocks, so it's right there in front of me. But a 6'4", 5'5" is not going to work. I got to run off a 7 or an 8 against these guys and put them back down to earth.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Domorowski has Bandits, but they actually logged into their account today and got rid of some hurt guys.
They did.
So who knows? I mean, maybe this is a whole new Domorowski. Did they do it
maybe
after?
they've been listening to the show and they got tired of us talking about him and how,
Did they do it? Did they do it after it reset? So all those count for this week as opposed to when they could have done last week. So they only have like 1 left, or did you get them done early?
I think they're out of transactions for this week. Yeah, they're done.
Okay, so they got Bandits, and then Slammers has Britain, and boy, we talked about that. We talked about Kim. She can't be happy with what she go 2-8 against Pride.
2-8, and and they didn't have that bad of a week, really. I mean, ERA and WHIP were not that good, but they put up some decent. Now home runs were kind of light on them too. They started out good. They were in it with Pride, and
Down
then
the
they
stretch,
just kind of fizzled out on the last day.
Yeah.
So that was tough for him.
Well,
tough loss.
Those are your matchups. Like I said, to me, the team that's got the best week ahead of him is the Mounties, because no way Tom does that again. Just no way. If he does, then we'll just give him the crown.
Then you want to co-host with him next week if he does it?
Well, I'm not going to say I'll co-host with Docs and Jocks if they beat me, because those knuckleheads, I don't want them anywhere near this thing. So we won't say that. But I do want to check and see if Tom did he actually churn his worst player again, like he says he always does.
Did he actually what?
He says he churns his worst player at the end of every week. What he does is he takes whoever did the worst for him that week, he drops him, and he just goes out and he looks at who's got the best batting average, and he picks him up.
Interesting. He did make a pickup late. He added Hechevarria, shortstop for the Marlins. Added him on Friday. And
who did he drop?
I'm not sure who he dropped. Unless you know what? Maybe he had a DL situation. He did. He dropped Neil Walker earlier in the week, added Ryan Zimmerman, moved Zimmerman to a DL, and then he had extra roster spots, so then he picked up a Hechevarria.
So he didn't have to churn anybody, but he did pick up who he thought was the hottest guy at the time of the week. So he's still doing.
Well, he dropped Walker because Walker hadn't been playing all week. I mean,
that was his
kind of in that platoon situation. The Pirates faced 4 lefties last week, which was a big reason I dropped Alvarez, and because he just wasn't playing. So.
Ooh. Okay.
What's the matter?
I'm looking at what Domorowski did.
Are you looking at they dropped someone I'm interested in?
Well, I'm just looking at who they dropped.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at that too.
I mean,
I noticed
look,
one in particular.
look, we're saying this, everybody's going to go look. Doolittle's a no-brainer, right? I mean, and they picked
Yeah.
up Molina. Fernandez, sure. I mean, although they held him for so long, he's coming back, right? I mean, isn't he supposed to be
Hmm.
coming back soon? Adrian Beltre,
Yeah.
but he's
The latest on him,
it might be
I'm
a
reading
while,
the note
right?
here. Beltray still hasn't been able to swing a bat.
Yeah, so that might not be a bad one.
He's able to throw and has begun catching the ball with his glove hand, but he obviously can't return until he's able to comfortably swing a bat. So it does raise an eyebrow, but you have to kind of look at, kind of the same situation when Britton dropped um, the Colorado guy. I can't think of his name. The guy
Cargo?
that's no, the guy that got hurt.
Dickerson.
Dickerson. He had the plantar fasciitis,
Yeah,
dropped
yeah,
him. Schuff picked him up. He did come back, but now he's back on the DL again.
yeah.
So
Right. No, so yeah, knowing that stat about Beltre, that's probably not bad. But that's also a guy who's out there who, if you, two things, if
if
you
you
can
got
grab
room,
him and put him on a DL, great.
yep.
And also Gallo, that means he's gonna get more at bats. So good for whoever's got Gallo. Yeah,
Right,
the
right.
pitcher though, his note is I think a little more like he's close, right, to coming back. Fernandez that they dropped.
I believe so.
DL
I
60.
believe so.
Yeah. So he's on the waiver
I
wire.
think in fact, I
July
think he's
July 2nd, I think. So he's just still got a couple weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's he was supposed to be the ace, wasn't he?
yeah. He was, and I think he might be at. They might have moved him to Double A the last time I heard. He was going to Single A first, and I think they might have moved him to Double A already. So he might be coming back. Yeah, I still got roster considerations. I'd like to pick up a guy like that, but it's just like, what's going to happen with Altuve? Is they going to put him on the DL? Again, the guy didn't play today. He actually said, if I do if I'm able to play on Monday, I want to hit eighth. I don't want to mess up what's going on at the top of the order. It's like
Gee
if
whiz,
a
what
guy's
good does that do
if a
anybody?
guy's telling you that, why? They should put him on the
Yeah.
DL. He should be out 14 days, get it over with, get healthy.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh yeah, I'm 80%. He's in the lineup, but he can't really run at full speed.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Well,
we'll see what
anyway,
happens.
good to see. Welcome back, Team Domorowski. Welcome to the
Yeah,
party. You're finally here. We're glad to
there's
see
life.
you. Keep it up.
There's life there.
Keep it up.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed Tom stepping in and hosting. We'll try to do another long form version middle of the week. I think those are kind of fun to do. I don't know if how many people listen to them, but I listen to them when I drive downtown, and they're great because they blow about 20 minutes. And if I try to listen to local sports radio, I want to shoot myself in the head. So
Yeah.
it's much better to listen to us than local sports.
Yeah. You'd rather listen to a tape that you've already recorded than listen to sports talk radio. That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is. Yeah.
I don't blame you either.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff over and over.
Hey, I know this is a video, and we try to keep these shorter, but did you see the end of the U.S. Open?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Was that something?
it was sad. I like Jordan Spieth, so I kind of wanted the guy to miss. I didn't want him to miss, but I thought he's not making that first putt. Like he's gonna tap it in, and they're gonna play tomorrow. That'll be fun to watch. And when he ran it by that far, and I've already seen him miss, I think 3 or 4 putts of that length
Yeah.
on the back nine, I thought, dude, there's no way he's making that putt.
Yeah.
And he
There was
looked
a
at-
stat
yeah.
that they said. I think he ranks 159th on the tour in putts less than 6 feet.
Ugh.
Johnson. I'm pretty sure they said that.
Is
And
he,
he was
is he
showing it
married
today.
to the great one's daughter?
I think they said he's the fiance. I don't know if they're married.
Because he well, I'm old
the great one
fashioned.
was
I saw
there.
the baby, so I assumed he was already married. But
Yeah.
I'm an old fashioned guy.
Yeah.
But
The great one was there.
Yeah, I saw the great one. I felt bad for Johnson for 2 reasons. Number one, you yacked that out, on national television. Kudo for him. He went for the putt. He didn't try to cinch it up there and give himself an easy one, but he missed it. But I feel bad too because his soon-to-be father-in-law never did that in his life. It's like how
No.
do you, I mean, if he goes, "Hey, pops, give any advice?" He's like, "Yeah, make the freaking putt, dude. That's what I did.
Right.
Put it in the net." I mean, what do you want to tell you? So I felt
Yeah.
bad for the guy,
Well,
but
I was over at my folks, and my dad was just saying, this guy never, my dad's into golf. He says, this guy just, when the chips are down, he can't make a putt. He was saying that early on in the round today. He said, if it's a putting contest, he goes, I take Spieth.
yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. You
Well,
know?
I thought when he missed the first putt and we ran it by, I thought he's not going to make it. But if he does, Spieth is going to crush him tomorrow because he's got all the momentum. And even though Spieth
Yeah.
almost yacked it away with that double bogey, but it was kind of fun to watch. I felt really good for Jason Day. It was must watch TV because every time they showed Day, I was like, is he going to pass out? Because he did not
Yeah,
look
I know.
steady, did he? I mean, he still kind of looked like
No,
he's
he
walking
did.
tenderly.
He looked terrible, and he still played. He played an unbelievable
Played
tournament.
even.
Yeah, he did. And then
Yeah,
you had these other guys. Oosthuizen coming out of nowhere.
that was cool. Yeah.
It was really good theater. The
Yeah.
course wasn't aesthetically pleasing to
Oh,
look at, but it was, man, it really tested these guys. But you could kind of tell today in the final round today, these guys were kind of getting the hang of it.
Right.
They were figuring things out on how to play this course, and they scored very well. I mean, you got guys shooting 5 or 6 under for the round. They weren't struggling out there like they had, but
finally.
it just
Yeah.
took some time. Took some time.
Well, I think
So very, very
didn't Newstead have
entertaining.
like a 77 on day one and then went like 67, 68 the rest of
Yeah.
the way in?
You know why he shot the 77, I'm sure.
Why?
He was playing with Tiger and Ricky. He was. I mean, those guys dragged him down for the first day.
And he still outshot them at a 77 by like 6
Yeah.
strokes. Oh my
Oh,
gosh. Well, so Spieth has won the first two.
Yeah.
Right now on the air, do you think he's going to win the next two and be and win the Grand Slam? And at 21 years old.
And it's tough to bet against the guy. When he doubled that, what did he double today? Was it 16 or 17?
17.
He doubled 17.
A par
and,
three.
And he went to the next hole, and it didn't look like it phased him one bit. You know,
Yeah,
he
he's
knew
nails.
he's tough. He's mentally tough.
You know, I told my brother-in-law I was watching with him, and I said, you know what? He reminds me mentally of Tiger, of Michael. He doesn't have the jerk attitude those guys kind of used to be tough, but he reminds me of those guys who are just like, there's no freaking way I'm missing this putt. You know, whereas
Right.
Johnson reminded me of a guy like going, holy crap, I'm not going to miss this putt, am I? You know, that kind of looked like his body language when he missed it. He's like, oh, shoot. Whereas Spieth
Yeah.
was like, I don't freaking care. I'm not missing this. It's not going down this way.
Right.
And I was like, I like that, but dude, it's so hard to win those things. We saw it today. He almost, I mean, I don't think he's going to win.
He was
the next
one
two,
putt
but
away.
don't know.
I mean, basically, he was one putt away from losing it. All Johnson had to do was put that in. And in hindsight, because I was kind of thinking, dude, just don't blow it past the hole, get it close enough for a birdie. But it was a kind of putt where you were probably going to be about, what was he, about 4 or 5 feet away.
Yeah,
You almost had to go for it. You just got to go for it, end it, because like you said, there was no guarantee he was going to win the thing anyway. He probably would have lost tomorrow.
Right.
With Spieth
oh,
playing.
you got to
as well
go
as
for the
he is.
win. I mean, you're right.
You got to
there.
go for it. Yeah, I think you had to go for it. And
Well, the other
I
thing,
think he was a
too-
little bit tentative.
It was interesting. I thought Fox did a nice job on the coverage. I like Joe Buck calling it. He kept his mouth shut a lot, which is great. Like just let the picture tell the story, which was fun.
He got better. He got better as the weekend went on because when they first came on the air on Thursday, it almost didn't sound like him. It was almost like he felt like he was out of his element.
Oh,
but
yeah.
As it went on, I thought they did some cool, some different things. It was better than watching the same old guys on NBC or CBS. You know, they did some different features on the guys. They talked to some caddies. It was just I thought they did a good job too.
Did
for
you
being
like
their
the ball
first
track thing, the graphic it
tournament. I
shows?
liked it a lot. Yep.
Has anybody else ever done that before? I've never
They
seen
do
it on
it-
NBC or anything, but
Yeah, they do it on select holes or select times,
Okay.
which is kind of odd. It's like, why not do it all the time? And these guys,
I liked it.
They did it. Yeah, I did too.
Because normally what they do is they show the guy swing and then they cut to the ball in the air and you have no idea, okay, is it going right? Is it going left? And you're just watching a ball. So I liked it that you could see it if that was really where it was going. You could see the,
right
track and then they would cut to right as it landed and you knew exactly where you were.
I think they could have what they did on towards the end of the round today, and they'd show where the hole was. Like they put like a green circle around it. I think they could have done more of that, or maybe highlighted the ball as it was hitting the green, because those greens were brutal to look at.
Oh,
you couldn't even
tell.
see you couldn't tell where the ball was.
Couldn't tell where the green started. Half the time,
No,
I'm
you
like,
couldn't.
you had guys putting 50 feet away
Yeah,
because it was just like, am I on the green? Am I not? It doesn't matter. I'm just wrapping it up there.
I also like the fact that they had I don't know where the mics were. I know they had mics inside the holes, inside the cups, but you could hear a lot more dialogue going on with the competitors and their caddies.
Yeah.
And that drives me nuts on CBS or NBC, because the guys are talking and you hear the commentators yakking over them. It's just like, no, I want to hear what these guys are saying, not what you guys are saying. So I thought that was a real nice a change in this particular tournament. I don't know if they're doing any other tournaments. I think they've got the U.S. Open for the next 12 years, but I don't know if they're doing anything else. But I think they should start doing it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. To your point, I liked when you could hear him talking to the caddy, but then you could hear Jason Day when he missed his putt said, "Hey, you want me to finish this out, mate, or do you want to go?" And he's like,
right.
"Go ahead and finish it out." He goes, "Are you sure?" And I think Day was trying to tell him, "Dude, you need to putt. You need to let me finish this out. Like you need to putt. Don't let me finish this out." Because then the commentator said, "Look, he's standing right where." If he misses, the ball's going to go right there, and it's going to be on his spikes. And I think Jason Day was almost trying to tell him, dude, why don't you go ahead and putt, like now? Like, don't wait. I mean, don't let me freeze you anymore. You need to putt.
Yeah.
Because he asked him like 3 times, and the guy's like, no, he was just, okay.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It was almost like.
He's like, what do you want? Are you sure? And he's like, yeah, whatever. He's like, whatever. He goes, no, what do you want? Like, he was trying to like, dude, man up. Like, take charge. And did you see what Spieth did?
I felt the same way. Yeah.
You see what Spieth did when the guy before him missed that putt, Grace? He's like, hey, do you mind? Grace goes, do you mind if I finished out? And Spieth goes, no, I'm going to putt.
Yeah, that's right.
Like he said, no, get out of here. I'm prepared to putt after your putt. I'm not waiting again. And he putted, then he finished.
That's a great point. I did remember that. Yeah, that was a great point.
Because Grace was going to go up and putt. He goes, hey, you want me to finish? And Spieth's like, no. Get out.
I'm ready.
It's time to putt.
I'm ready to go.
I'm prepared to putt now. Yeah. But I did like that. That was cool. But Spieth is a guy he's easy to root for with his sister's illness and with his family, and he's 21, and he's a good guy. He's easy to root for.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't turn bad over the years, but he's only 21, but I don't think he's going to.
Hope he doesn't pull a Tiger. Can we coin that phrase? Can we trademark that phrase?
He's playing like him right now when Tiger was young. He's got
he is. He's tough, man.
He's very tough. So
he's tough. Cool. All right. Well, we did our golf talk. See, that would be good on the radio. That's better. They won't even talk about the U.S. Open tomorrow because the Cardinals will announce that their third-string quarterback has a hangnail, and they'll talk about the Cardinals for the entire day.
Yeah, exactly.
Horrible. All right. Well, Deron, congratulations. I don't want to overshadow Tom's great week and my bad week with your, third win in a row, fourth win of the year. You did this one in one of your more dominant wins, and now you just got to carry it over with pride and get yourself right back in the hunt.
That's right. And I don't know if we talked about it, but we have to say Tom was an offensive buzzsaw this week, I'd have to say.
Yes, if we divided him up, he would be the offensive buzzsaw because he beat everybody in those. Yeah. Well, in those, he was the offensive production buzzsaw. He would have lost in steals to almost everybody. He would have probably
steals and average, but those 3 categories were just like holy cow. Man.
Yeah, that was pretty insane. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks guys. We'll see you midweek. Thanks, Deron. Have a great one.
Okay, you too.
All right, bye.